What is up, everybody? Turboversity here today, and we're gonna talk about more crazy Elden Ring takes. Apparently, when this game first released, we knew about the people, journalists, and people who played the game to play the DLC were saying this game was way too hard, it's too difficult. So we are getting more discussions in that realm once again, where people are saying the game is too difficult. Or now, like this YouTuber right here is saying the game needs accessibility options for disabled people. But that is kind of the whole selling point of the From Software series, is that these games are very difficult. Even with Demon's Souls, the whole tagline was that you're gonna die repeatedly over and over again. So making it out there, this is one of the hardest game series of all time. And this is how this game has sold so many copies. This is how it's got its notoriety in the gaming industry. This is why people tune into streams to watch these Dark Souls, Elden Ring games, because the games are telling you it's the most difficult games imaginable. So they don't have different options, like you can't pause the game. There's like no map. I don't believe there's no map in the game. It was like it's very clunky sometimes. They made this game so it's one of the most difficult games that you can play. Like games have more modern up to date controls. These games feel like somewhat clunky because the games are made to be in a difficult style of playing a game. So, but the point why this video is being made is because this woman stated that people with disabilities should have options to play the game. And I was like, I agree with every other game besides the From Software games should have that option. Like, if you're disabled, sure, the industry should have something that can cater to you if you're disabled. But this is literally the selling point of the From Software series. These games are very difficult. So I don't think that they should change their selling point to cater to a small group of people. That doesn't make any sense to me. That's literally how they make their money. So if you don't want to adapt, then you probably shouldn't play this series. There's like a plethora of games out there. It's not like there's a wealth of games out there in the industry that you can play to meet your needs or whatever. So I don't understand why they want to play this series so badly. I guess to get the clout that you beat these games or whatever. But if you didn't beat it, if you needed the game to be on an easier mode, then what validation are you trying to get there? But also the point of this video is that she compared you being disabled to you having a kid. She put you having a kid as the same breath as being as a disability. Then she doubled down on that statement, and it was just so wild that she made that statement. But this was a 5-minute video. I'm gonna condense it to like 20 seconds because a lot of stuff is just filler. Like it's not relevant. But she compares having a kid to a disability. So we're gonna play that part of the clip right here.
And with the credits that shows exactly how you played it or what options you had on or off. In my head, this would alleviate a lot of that discourse. People are saying like no accessibility whatsoever because I want to be able to play Elden Ring the exact way that I want to be able to play it. And I feel like those people are shooting themselves in the foot because what if they get one of those temporary, situational, or short-term disabilities? You break your wrist, you're not going to be able to play Elden Ring. You have a kid, suddenly you can't play Elden Ring. Like,
you breaking your wrist will disable you from playing video games in general because you don't have a hand to play with. It's the same thing as you taking care of your kids. Like, what? What are you talking about here? So this was wacky in itself, but she doubled down because another YouTuber called her out for this statement. She doubled down and said, having a kid can be a situational disability where accessibility is concerned. If you need to pause a game because your kid is running around your living room but you can't, you'll have trouble playing games with no pause menu. Well, yeah, that is very true, but Elden Ring, Dark Souls is an exception because, once again, they made these games purposely more difficult, like not having a pause menu, so this game could give you the experience of being a super hard game. But it's like, at the very least, you can just take the death. Your kid is like freaking out in the living room, whatever, destroying stuff. You can just take the death in Elden Ring and be respawn, or you can like pretty much get attacked by no enemies, which is essentially a pause in the game, and take care of your business that you got to do with your kid or whatever. But it's not a disability. It's a responsibility for you as a parent to take care of your kid and see what's going on. Like, why are you saying this is a disability? That's so dumb. Then she says, every few days I wonder why I try to teach anyone on the internet, but yes, I'm in software and game development. Situational disability is a term that refers to any non-permanent situation that will prevent someone from progressing. Accessibility aims to alleviate that. Then we have another game, somebody in the game industry, I don't know what he does exactly, but he points the chart where it says, hey, a new parent is a situational disability. And this is from Microsoft. I don't care what Microsoft says. This is just ridiculous. I don't care what term they want to use, this new term. That is not a disability for you taking care of your kid. I don't care what they use as some board meeting. That is just ridiculous. And look, being a bartender is a situational disability as well too, apparently. You serving drinks while you're playing a video game? Like, what are we doing here? Like, this is ridiculous. It's like, no, it's not a disability. You missing your arm, your leg, you can't see, you missing half your brain or something. Like, bro, that's a disability. You being a parent is not a disability. Like, that's just so ridiculous. But yeah, so people were clowning her in the comment section. A lot of people were agreeing with her because I think they're kind of on the simple side, because it's like, how are you putting you taking care of kids is the same kind as a disability? Well, it's like, if you break your hand, it's like, no duh, you're not gonna be playing video games. Other compared to if you take care of your kid, what you should be doing, being a good parent, that's not the same realm. But you know, let's see what people gotta say about this nonsense. Be a good parent and don't play video games where your kid is obviously trying to get your attention by running around the living room. Oh my goodness, how on earth will you survive? Here I am with bipolar disorder, moderate chronic arthritis in both knees okay, so they got actual disabilities. So it's just so ridiculous to compare these actual disabilities with you being a parent to stop playing a video game for however long and take care of your kids. This is literally getting the same vibes of people who used to play that World of Warcraft game nonstop and they used to like not eat, like neglect like stuff you should be doing, like basic human necessities like showering, bathing, having a job. They used to neglect all that to play these ridiculous online multiplayer games nonstop. So it's giving that vibe where you saying like take care of your kids should be an accessibility option. Like, what? Situational disabilities is a made-up term as mansplaining. This is ludicrous to lump up everyday inconveniences as a disability. Not having a kid is not situational anything. You are the terrible parent that decided to play a game with no pause feature with them. Yeah. Like, you could just take care of your kid. Instead of complaining about they need to have a pause menu. And it's like literally their bread and butter is to make this game difficult. Let's call it having a responsibility, not a disability. Come on. Should not use the word disability for that then. Then she says this is an industry-wide technical term. I don't care what the industry says. That's not a disability. And it's like, it just insults people who actually have disabilities to say, hey, taking care of your kid is a disability. That's just ridiculous. Creating an intersectionality term for the fact that your responsibilities come before your leisure is pretty much peak privilege. Everyone else in the game needs to pack it in. It will never get more stunning first world out of touch than this. Yeah, pretty much. It's like, what are we doing here? We're saying taking care of a kid is a disability now. Like, just get off the video game here. It's not that difficult. Yo, that is not a disability, it's just a situational circumstance. No one plays games alone when the kid is running around in the room. Why are you hating on someone for a word? She didn't invent the word that was already existed for it. She's just saying what the word refers to. But point aside, I do believe it should be called situational limitations or situational restrictions or situational constraints. Okay. So you agree calling disability just stupid then? It don't matter that she didn't invent it, but she's using it like that's something we should be referring to. Like, that's not a disability. Like, I can only imagine if I had like an actual real life disability or something, like if I was missing, like if I couldn't walk, and you compare you taking care of kids to be a disability, I'd be kind of pissed off. I'm not gonna lie, I'd be kind of pissed off. You gotta take care of your kids the same breath as me, a person, if I couldn't walk or something. Let's see. Okay, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of simps in the comment section. Like, expected. This person does have a big following in the game industry, so of course there's gonna be some simps in the comment section. But there are also people who are roasted as well too. The reason I don't want kids, I don't want that responsibility. Okay. I get it, although some are easy solvable, like accepting a disability, letting the game go for a while, and putting the footprint on the child. Really? I really don't call this a disability. This is not a disability. Like, why are we... Okay. This is getting ridiculous. It just sounds really ridiculous to call having a kid a disability, as this guy states right here. Call it something different. It's not a disability. It's totally a time management problem. I get what you're trying to say, but it sounded wrong. If my daughter played with her type 1 diabetes and needed to take insulin, she would die in game. Take meds and replay it. Yeah, so people are not happy with this statement right here. It is kind of a ridiculous statement that she made, to be honest. And the fact that she doubled down on this, saying, this is what Microsoft said, that this is a disability. No, you being a parent is not a disability. You bartending while gaming is not a disability. Like, what are we... It's just getting ridiculous, but yeah. This is very odd, but definitely want to see your thoughts down below about this. Leave a like if you like this video, and as always, thanks for watching, and peace.